So this is probably illegal and about as bad as using a phone, but I just wanted to show you a couple of views. So it's really different waking up in the morning, driving to work, or waking up in the morning here on Vis and driving to the Pekara to get some bread. The one thing about roads on Vis, they're quite narrow, so I'm really happy I have a small car. 30 is the recommended speed if you don't want to hit any enthusiastic motorcycles, people on scooters, or generally other tourists that are still getting used to the vibe on the island. Because one thing you can always notice is when people have just arrived to the island, they want to drive 50 in the city, they want to drive 90 outside of the city, they want to be, you know, sharp and efficient and quick like they are in their real lives. But after a couple of days on the island, they realize that the actual official speed practically anywhere on the island is between 30 and 50. Most cities are limited to 30 because people here simply do not give a flying fuck about cars. And if they want to cross the road, they're going to cross the road and you're going to wait for them. So once you get used to this island vibe, life gets much easier. And I think that one thing that Vis does really well is it teaches you patience really well. Not necessarily patience, because I'm not patient anymore now. Patience indicates that I would want to do things faster, but once you get to the island you realize that, you know, you're on vacation, weather is nice, you haven't seen a cloud for God knows how many days because you don't even know which day it is anymore. You're driving to get some nice good bread, you're going to have a good breakfast, then you're going to enjoy on your fleet of floaties in a nice clear clean bay somewhere on the island. So no rush. So while we're driving into town, I also wanted to give you one pro tip, and that is, of course, you wear sunglasses in the summer, but once you come to Vis, I strongly suggest you bring a hat or you buy a hat. Everything is 200 kuna on Vis. Shoes, masks, hats, necklaces, whatever you want to buy, everything is going to be 200 kuna. You can haggle a little bit, of course. So bring a hat. Why? Because it's really hot, because it's really cloudless, and a lot of the beaches that you will be going to, some of the most beautiful and most wild ones like Zaglao, like Pritišćina, Mala Pritišćina, also Milnina, for example, don't have any shade. So there is a couple of bushes, but that's not really going to work. So that's why you need a hat. And I do hope your head isn't like mine, because you can see I do have a fancy hat that makes me look really good, but the problem is that the hat is too small. I've been trying to buy a hat large enough for my head for my entire life. I look at the numbers, I've been buying numbers and so on, but nothing really seems to fit my head. So this is what I gotta live with. So let's see now, we're in the town of Vis, so let's see if I can demonstrate this. We're doing a 27 kilometers per hour now. Everything seems fine, but this is really quiet and this is really empty for Vis. Mostly due to the early hour, because a lot of the people are still eating breakfast also at the hotel. But you can see the road can be used for parking. These people are going to step on the road, so you can see, you know, a couple of people on scooters. The most problematic are tourists, because they think they know how to ride scooters, but in this kind of traffic and on these kind of roads, especially the ones uphill, it can be quite problematic. This is the smallest gas station on this planet, and it's also the only one on the island. But here you can see construction works use the road. There is a very relaxed approach to driving. People politely wait for each other. Most people don't tend to use the sidewalks too much. Oh, that was me not shifting the gear correctly. And this is me trying to turn too early every time. So you can see more cars parked on the road. These cars are waiting to depart on the afternoon ferry. So you can see the relaxed approach to life on this island. if you want to be in a rush, this is definitely not the right place to go to. All right, so the bread is safely in the trunk. Time to go for breakfast. I'm just going to give you 2 more pro tips for this episode, and that is tip number 1. You can park in the riva, in the port, mostly in the mornings or in the mid-afternoon. In the evening it's probably going to be packed. You have to pay for the parking. Parking is 20 kuna per hour. The first 15 minutes are free, so if you just want to jump to Pekara, that's perfectly fine. Keep in mind that it doesn't accept credit cards, mobile phone payments or anything else, just good old cash, and it only takes 5, 10, 20 and 50 kuna notes. 5 kunas is change, is a coin. So if you want to use that parking, it's always good to have some cash on you. And in general, there is a lot of places on Vis, even more popular restaurants and bars, that still don't accept credit cards. So it's always good to have some money with you. Pro tip number 2 is, wherever you're going, if you have to drive through Vis, make sure that you are not driving through Vis when the ferry is being offloaded, which is around 11:30 in the morning, and then another one in the afternoon and another in the evening, but I'm not entirely sure when, because the town becomes traffic chaos, and it can take you 10-15 minutes to actually get through town. So plan around the arrivals of the ferries. And that's it. As real YouTube influencers would say, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and press that bell icon so that you will get an automatic notification every time one grumpy traveler posts a new video. Thank you very much for your love and support.